loading several boxes full of similar coins onto a ship. The boxes are marked CSA. Suddenly, they're attacked. But the captain quickly sinks the ship and shuts down all engines, hiding it in the dark. His trick works. The enemy loses track, and the ship disappears. Cut to present day. Dr. Sophia is sitting in a Who van, currently in Las Vegas, Africa. A strange disease is spreading rapidly in the city. After examining a new patient, they realize it's the same unknown illness. The boy's mother explains that he recently visited Mali with his father. That's when the symptoms started. Sophia puts him in the van and tells her superior that this is now the 6th case. She insists on reporting this to WHO, but her senior says that 6 cases are too few to get attention. Sophia wants to go to Mali to investigate, but there's a civil war going on there. Her boss warns her that nobody will allow her into such a dangerous zone. Meanwhile, a masked man is watching them from afar. Clearly, he doesn't like their presence. Sophia suddenly realizes they should also test the father. She heads to a lighthouse where he works. But it's too late. He's already dead, showing the same symptoms. She quietly takes a sample and leaves. Nearby, a man is boating.
Suddenly, the masked stranger attacks Sophia.
But the man on the boat rushes in and saves her. However, in the struggle, the masked attacker steals Sophia's bag and escapes. Sophia wakes up on a ship named Noma, used by treasure hunters. The man who saved her brings up a valuable statue from the sea. They're searching for that same lost CSA ship, but no one's ever found it.
Almora, the ship's owner, arrives.
The man who saved Sophia is named Doug. Almora tells Doug to display the treasure at tonight's museum party, so Doug heads out to clean it.
Escapes. Sophia wakes up on a ship named Noma, used by treasure hunters. The man who saved her brings up a valuable statue from the sea. They're searching for that same lost CSA ship, but no one's ever found it. Almora, the ship's owner, arrives. The man who saved Sophia is named Doug. Almora tells Doug to display the treasure at tonight's museum party, so Doug heads out to clean it.
At the party, the statue is shown. It belonged to an ancient African king and is worth billions. A Nigerian dealer shows Doug a coin marked CSA. Doug gets emotional. It's been his dream for years to find that lost ship. Also at the party is Mr. James, owner of Mascot Corporation, the one funding the treasure hunt. He has influence in Mali. So Sophia asks him for help to get there. James warns her it's risky, but agrees to try. Doug shows James the coin and says a man in Mali had it. That means the shipwreck could also be in Mali. Excited, James gives Doug and Almora 3 days to go find it. Next day at the port, Sophia and Dr. Jack are already waiting. Sophia tells Doug that James approved her and Jack to join the mission. And so, all 5 of them head to Mali. At dinner, Doug tells Sophia about the coin and how he's dreamed of finding the CSA ship since childhood. Once in Mali, Sophia and Jack go their own way, while Doug and the others visit the man who had the coin.
But he's dead. Another lied gone. Then Doug spots a mosque.
They visit, hoping to find old records. A local man checks and finds something. Years ago, a ship came to the port, but everyone on it was dead. The strong current carried the ship further downriver. Doug shares this info with James, and they set off toward a city called Jaw. On the way, they find strange reddish soil on their boat, something not usually found in flowing rivers. Doug finds this suspicious. Suddenly, a military boat approaches, demanding to know where the doctors are. The local king, Kazim, has learned foreign doctors are in his territory and wants them stopped, fearing they'll uncover the truth. Doug pretends not to understand English and ties their boat to the military one. Then he signals his crew to speed off, flipping the military boat in one jerk. But more boats are waiting ahead. They realize they must jump or die. Before jumping, they slash their own fuel tank. As enemies approach, the boat explodes, killing all the officers. The trio reaches a small house by the river. Rudy asks if their mission is over since the boat's gone.
Doug says no.
First, they must save the doctors. He sends Rudy across the border to get Almora and leaves with James to find Sophia and Jack. Meanwhile, Sophia and Jack reach a village. It's completely deserted. Sophia finds dead bodies inside a house. All died from the same illness. They bury them the next morning. Sophia finds a well and goes inside to collect water samples. Suddenly, Jack warns that soldiers are here, and then gunshots. Everyone's killed except Jack. Sophia hides deep in the well. A helicopter lands. King Kazim arrives. He asks Jack where the woman doctor is. Nearby, Doug and James hear the chopper and rush over. Kazim is furious. He shoots Jack and orders his men to find Sophia. Doug almost gets caught but is saved when Sophia stabs a soldier from behind. Sophia is devastated by Jack's death, but Doug says they must escape now. They flee to another area, but it's even more dangerous. Horsemen capture them and take them to another tribal king, Godigo. Godigo asks why they've come. Sophia says she's a doctor investigating the disease. Hearing this, he shows her a room full of bodies. All died the same way. She confirms the disease is real and deadly. After some thought, Godigo allows them to stay. Sophia tests the local water and discovers it's poisoned, not naturally, but intentionally. She tells the king they must find the source of the contamination. He agrees to help. Meanwhile, James plays football with local kids and chases the ball to a strange wall of paintings. To his shock, one painting shows the missing CSA ship, buried under this very desert. Doug explains that 200 years ago, a river flowed here, now dried. They suspect the poisoned water might be coming from underground remnants of that river. They set off to find the riverbed.
Soon, they spot an old fort.
Inside, they see a solar plant, owned by Mascot Corp. Strange to see a solar plant in such a remote place. Doug notices a train nearby. They sneak onto it. Elsewhere, Rudy arrives at Almora's place and tests a red sample, just like the one from Molly. The result shocks them both. Doug, Sophia, and James enter the solar plant. They learn it produces radioactive chemicals, accelerated by the harsh sunlight. Sophia notices containers being taken underground. They follow, and find a hidden basement filled with leaking radioactive waste. It's been poisoning the underground Nirja River, the very source of Molly's drinking water. Almora and Rudy rush to the U.S. Embassy with a report.
The official is stunned.
Back in Molly, Mascot's men catch Doug, Sophia, and James. Mascot questions Sophia about how she found the plant. She explains their chemicals are leaking into the river, making people sick. Mascot claims they're burning the waste, not dumping it. But when Sophia tells him about the basement leaks, even he starts to panic. Doug and James are tied up and taken away. Doug escapes using his gold coin to unlock the truck. Mascot meets Kazim and tells him everything. Kazim doesn't care. He just wants his money, even if people die. Doug and James wander the desert, still chained to the truck door. They find a crashed plane, use its tires to glide across the sand, and reach a village. There they call Almora and explain everything. Doug sells his gold coin to buy a jeep. They go to Godigo, asking for help to fight Kazim. Godigo lacks weapons or soldiers, but gives them a car he bought from Kazim. Doug and James storm the plant. It's now empty, likely evacuated to cover up the crime. James suspects they plan to destroy the plant. He finds a bomb and disables it. A helicopter lands. Mascot is escaping with Sophia. Doug catches up, but Mascot's man stops him. Sophia jumps out in time. James keeps the bomb, stopping the explosion. Mascot is furious. As they flee, Kazim's helicopter attacks them. Doug tells James to throw the explosives out of the car. When Kazim fires, the bullets trigger explosions where the bombs land. The smoke and chaos force Kazim to turn around. But the explosions shake the ground, and the buried CSA ship rises to the surface. They run inside and hide. Kazim surrounds them. The ship's containers break open. Gold coins pour out. Doug is in disbelief. They're still intact. They find an old cannon, still usable. When Kazım's chopper comes close, they fire.
Boom! Huge explosion. Kasım dies.
His army surrenders.
The trio steps out shocked.
Why did the army surrender? They turn and see Godigo's men surrounding the area. Back in America, an undercover agent poisons mascots' drink with the same toxin he gave Molly's people. He gets what he deserves. In the end, Doug and Sophia are together. Doug leaves the treasure for Godigo's people. They suffered the most, and it's their land. They deserve it.